They're also really good for selling because they're worth the same amount as a full revive. And in fact, I usually sell them. So I know I'm cheap like that, but because of the encounter cancel system, I tend to not have a lot of money in this game. Because I don't fight every single random battle. In fact, I skip pretty much every random battle I can. I'm going to try not to do that this time. As soon as I get the album coupon, and I'll be able to tell... Shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to get off. I'll be able to tell what monsters are new and what's not. So that should help. Should be able to demonstrate as many monsters as possible. But like I said, I'm not going to complete the bestiary. In fact, it would be impossible for me at this point because of the fact that I missed some enemies in Lilka's intro. Okay. Alright, now, I want to point something out to you. It's called the Hidden Village, right? No one knows where it's at. They only know that it's in a forest somewhere. As a consequence, there is no... There's no shop. Well, there's no Armsmeister. There's no personal skill shop here. But there is a memory service lady. Now, if you remember correctly, they said that Irving is the one who created the memory service. So, she was here when we got here. So, apparently Irving knew exactly where the village was. He lied to us. Well, that, or she got off the off the chateau with us and stayed here so that she could offer services. Huh. Finally, I'm out of tea. You didn't look too hard. Ah. Where is Tim? He's not here. Well, anyway, from this point on, we actually have Tim in our party. So, yay! Tim is known as a Zoa priest. He has interesting skills. He's a very powerful mage. Very, very, very powerful. However, he is very fragile. He's very slow as well. He's not nearly as fast as Lilka. Now, I like to give Tim all my Vit apples because Vit does have a somewhat slight effect on your HP growth. So, you know. That's okay, I don't need that. Now, anyway, let me explain how Tim's magic works before I forget. This is all the magic he can learn. Each one of these spells comes from one of his guardians. One of the guardians that we have. Now, for example, First Aid and Turn Undead come from Odryuk, the Guardian of Life, who is incidentally a very cute little unicorn. But right there where it says rest out of and /FP, well, to use First Aid requires 24 FP, What the 5 means is Tim must get the killing blow on 5 enemies to learn this spell. He's got to get the killing blow on 15 enemies to learn this spell. 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15, 3, 15. So Tim has to actually get the he has to get the last killing blow. The killing blow on any, it doesn't matter what level the enemy is. So actually the best place to go and learn Tim's spells is right outside the town of Maria, because you go out there and you fight balloons and such in groups of 3. What should I say to him? She seems kind of neurotic, by the way, and that's how I had absolutely no control over the text there. Well, meet Colette, the girl. Tim's love interest for the game. She is the other pillar. The one they were just talking about. Now, if you remember from the end of the first game, or in case you didn't know, the Guardians were severely weakened by the second invasion, well, by the first invasion of the demons, and to the point where by the time the first game rolled around, they had almost no power left to materialize into the world. They had to have Cecilia to even materialize. So, by the time this game rolls around, they need more than just a pillar to have somebody materialize. They need the pillar has the ability to make them materialize, but they also have to have another catalyst, which we'll meet here in a little bit. So, yeah, you can summon the Guardians in this game, just like the first one. The sky being eaten away, huh? Yeah, it's a little too early to know if that's actually Odessa. That seems kind of vague. Okay. Tim has got a serious case of puppy dog love towards Colette. Kind of a first love thing. I think he's, despite them talking about 12 years ago he was born, I think he's actually like something like 14. Ah, okay, so we're gonna escort him inside to the point where we can't go with him, and then he'll finish it. Seems like easy money. So our next official mission is to protect Tim. Alright, however, there is one important thing you must do before you go. You don't really have to go and learn all of Tim's skills if you don't want to. Although it is a good idea. Let's see, how the hell you get out of here? Where's the door? Oh, there it is. Oh, before I forget, you go behind this house here. It's a treasure chest. It's got a helmet. for Brad. Alrighty then. South of the village. Yeah, there is no real identifying mark to find the place, but it's still not very hard to find because there's not like a whole bunch of ground to cover between here and there. And there is kind of an identifying mark because it's right next to that pillar right there. But before we go in there, go back to the town of Maria. Because Tim does not have any personal skills. And he has all those lovely personal skill points to spend. Alright, so let's go over and get it. Let's get him HP up. Up HP. Because if we don't, his already rather low HP will be even lower. Up HP, up HP, up HP. And for Tim, I actually am going to skip Restore HP and give him Up P Defend. 2 levels. Give her that. Give him that. That Up P Defend really, really, really helps. Let's see, do I... One thing you might want to notice about Tim and Lilka is, look at Tim's sorcery. Now, look at Lilka's. Tim will always have more sorcery than Lilka. But interestingly enough, their spells actually do about the same amount of damage. Now, the best way to learn Tim's skills is to put a medium on him. Doesn't matter which one. And go outside of Maria here and put him alone in the party. Really, the putting him alone thing is not required, although it does make things go by much faster. And just have him do regular attacks to defeat the balloons and other things that show up here. He's level 18. There's absolutely no way that he won't, be able to defeat these guys. And they're not going to be able to hurt him. That's 3 enemies down. So that's 3 enemies that he got the killing blow on. So you go in here and look at his status, you will notice that First Aid now has 2, and you can see right there, the number has went down. So I gotta kill 2 more to learn First Aid, which is Tim's most useful skill. If you don't want to spend a whole bunch of time learning skills for Tim, the definite thing to do is learn First Aid and I guess his a couple of his elemental attacks. You don't need all of them. Just pick a couple and go with it. And then you should be fine to continue on with the next dungeon or 2. However, I like to go and learn all of his skills. Every time I pick up a new medium, I'll go back and learn all of his skills as fast as possible. That prevents him from piling up, because they will do that. The first time I beat this game, I kind of neglected killing enemies with Tim. I learned his level 1. I learned all of his level 1 elemental spells because they only take like, 3 enemies to kill. And I learned first aid, but I put off like pretty much all the rest of his spells. And so by the end of the game, when I got the really good stuff, I just had this massive list of spells that I hadn't learned. So I was like, well, I need to learn all of them. Because despite what it may look like, all of Tim's spells are useful. Even the ones with no apparent use. Asexual reproduction. Well, thank you for giving me an extra target to kill. Well, anyway, I think I'm going to do the rest of this off screen, just to give you an idea of what you have to do in the best way I found to do it. So yeah, I like to do it this way because that prevents me from getting like a bunch of unnecessary levels. So, if I were to go, say, and do it in the trial arena, which is the next dungeon, I would end up getting a lot of levels. Because just for the sheer amount of enemies you have to kill. I mean, because I gotta kill... Let's see, I had to kill 15 for turn undead, so that'd be 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. I gotta kill 75 enemies to learn all of Tim's spells. Which, it takes a little bit doing it here, but it's much faster here because the enemies... because Tim can one-shot the enemies. Well, anyway, I'll see you guys in just a moment. So, bye.